Phoebe Waller-Bridge getting control of the Tomb Raider IP is just like Greta Gerwig getting control of the Chronicles of Narnia IP. More on that very shortly. It was the original move by Amazon Studios that, just immediately got everybody baffled and confused, thinking that, oh god, and here we thought Crystal Dynamics would be the worst shepherd for the IP, but they went, no, what, go ahead and hold my IPA, because you take the quintessential female IP on all of gaming and you hand it to a talentless feminist because, oh my god, Fleabag was so funny like 20 years ago at this point in time. And yeah, let Phoebe Waller-Bridge, man, like, I cannot believe that she is working on the Tomb Raider live action series. But if any rumors are to be reported, she's not really working all that much. Like, she's got a George R.R. Martin type work schedule when it comes to this, because apparently she has not produced the script for Tomb Raider series despite spending tens of millions of dollars. So yeah, you did a casting search where apparently you were trying to tap Sansa Stark to be Lara Croft. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I guess lack of talent recognizes lack of talent, but this was going to be bad. I just didn't realize that it was also going to be, a nightmare behind the scenes, because I thought all of these spiteful creatives are normally just champing at the bit to go ahead and destroy more IPs. So what's the holdup? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Oh, just call her a star at this point in time, right? Because she's the most memorable part of that. Well, outside of drunken alcoholic loser Harrison Ford, old man in his way around the screen. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who was tasked. She tasks me with developing a Tomb Raider series for Amazon MGM Studios, is rumored to not have produced the script for the series in nearly a year since it was announced. And the latest rumor comes from Matthew Bologna at Puck, who has been on fire recently with his Amazon-related reporting, coupled with earlier this year with his Kathleen Kennedy-related reporting. So yeah, if he says it's true, I'm going to take him at his word, okay? Who shared on X, Amazon has devoted tens of millions of dollars to write two writers' rooms. Fucking what? A Tomb Raider show from Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and there's still no script. I beg your pardon? Oh my god! But yeah, Amazon devoted tens of millions of dollars to two writers' rooms at Tomb Raider. To a Tomb Raider show for Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and there's still no script. And that, and the Bond debacle, and other stuff that led to yesterday's exit of Amazon Studios head Jennifer Salke. Yeah, because we talked about that. What was that, at the beginning of the week? Where all of the Bond stuff was probably the biggest reason why she ended up getting the old heave-ho, which more reporting from Bologna on that one. Yeah, she was very much fired. She did not leave. She did not willingly take that first look producing deal. No. When her position was completely and totally eliminated at Amazon, what was she, head of creative? Yeah, we don't need anybody there anymore because we have, well, literally anybody else that can do what you were getting paid to do, because we don't actually know, like, what do you do around here? Can you tell us not 5 things that you did last week, but 5 things that you've done in your tenure that hasn't been totally destructive to everything that we own? No? Oh, okay, cool. Get out of here. But anyways, in his write-up, Bologna claims that the former Amazon Studios head, Jennifer Salke, brought on Waller-Bridge with a $20 million a year deal back in 2019. Fucking what? Yo, so that big-headed bitch has collected $120 million. Holy good work if you can get it. $120 million from Amazon. And then it renewed it 3 years later, despite Waller-Bridge not producing a single thing. So, yo, she was getting 8 digits from Amazon and then shooting, reshooting, and then reshooting Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny during the time that she was producing nothing for Amazon. Back in 2019, Deadline's Nelly Andreeva reported that Waller-Bridge had signed an overall deal with Amazon Studios, a deal that was supposed to be for 3 years. And at the time, no financial details were shared. Waller-Bridge said at the time, "I'm insanely excited to be continuing my relationship with Amazon. Working with the team on Fleabag was a creative partnership dreams are made of. It really feels like home. I can't wait to get going." Back in 2019. After 3 years, she still had not gotten going. But Deadline reported in 2023 that Salke and Amazon extended her overall deal and indicated that she was supposed to adapt Claudia Lux's Sign Here novel. Oh, okay, cool. I'd imagine that's probably some other, I don't know, female empowerment story. Despite not producing any of this, Bologna reported earlier this week that Amazon renegotiated its deal with Waller-Bridge to a non-exclusive first look deal for significantly less money because, yeah, despite her not doing a goddamn thing, yeah, the bitch gets a new deal from Amazon. What the fuck? Jennifer Salke is officially out at Amazon Studios, but not before quietly handing out one last golden parachute. Yes, the trades covered Salke's ouster last week. Another executive exit that industry insiders have been, seen coming for months. Yeah, we know that for sure. According to Puck's Matt Bologna, Salke re-upped a Waller-Bridge's sweetheart deal yet again, 6 years, no output, and a failed attempt at reviving Tomb Raider, which should theoretically be Hollywood's bread and butter, even at this point in time, even as, the whole intersectionalism and woke stuff is really long in the tooth. Like Tomb Raider, I mean, like just for normal people, man, that's a really easy sell. Super hot woman, guns a-blazing, action, supernatural elements. It's easy, man, but you can't do it. It's just like Disney cannot do a Blade movie. Warner Brothers can't competently adapt comics or video games, and Amazon can't make Rings of Power. I'm sorry, Wheel of Time. I'm sorry, Conan. Tomb Raider. Eventually I'll get there. This is the same Salke who oversaw the $500 million disaster. That was Rings of Power. You don't need to add the other part because it bears very little resemblance to the Lord of the Rings, okay? It's got a couple of characters named after something from Tolkien's Legendarium, but come on, man, it's Rings of Power. A series that hemorrhaged viewers and fan goodwill. But hey, guys, season 3, Sauron's going to have the One Ring, and he's going to have all the ring wraiths probably by the end of, I don't know, episode 2. This shit's going to be retarded, and I'm looking forward to it in a sick, perverse sort of way. I digress. She also greenlit Citadel. Oh my god, yeah, $300 million Russo brothers experiment that fizzled out and became a punchline in Hollywood's streaming era. Yeah, because she came up with the concept hours before the upfronts to try to pitch the Russo brothers on something because she is the quintessential star fucker. What an idiot. But somehow, the most baffling of Salke's blunders might just be her unwavering commitment to, yeah, the perennial feminist de jour. I mean, people point to Fleabag as a justification for Phoebe Waller-Bridge continuing to work in the industry, but everything else she does is total ass, right? Like, she did script punch-ups on No Time to Die, which is probably why she, still has some kind of a holdover at MGM Studios. Kind of makes sense, right? You're in on the last James Bond, even as atrocious as that was. That makes sense that you'd have that camaraderie, but then Indiana Jones being a complete and total dumpster fire. Like, what has she done? Okay, other than make otherwise straight guys question their sexuality when it's like, that's a woman, huh? I don't know, man. Okay. Yes, the original 2019 deal gave the Fleabag creator and Indiana Jones ruiner $20 million per year. That's so wild, man. The deal expired. Salke renewed it in 2022. And now, just before heading for the exit, Salke converted the deal into a non-exclusive first look agreement, supposedly for significantly less money. So what, $15 million? Translation, Waller-Bridge can now shop projects elsewhere while Amazon still holds out hope for one of these years, maybe she'll actually create something. Even more eye-roll worthy, Salke told Variety that she has no regrets, yes, spelled with an A, about a Waller-Bridge deal, calling it a long-term commitment and bizarrely likened it to glorified holding deal. Fucking what? Okay. Here's the thing. I'll evoke his name one more time. George R.R. Martin, right? Like, here's the thing. Okay, if you want to put a long-term speculative deal that pre-diabetic gets off his fat ass and creates something this century, that's a risk worth taking, because what he's done, for as many shots as I take it, is very rotund ass. When he does put pen to paper, it's normally pretty good. We'll talk about the kerfuffle with House of the Dragon here probably next week, I would imagine, because that gets me, I don't know, man. I'm of two minds when it comes to that. That's why I need a little bit more time to ruminate on that. But yeah, given George a speculative deal to potentially weigh in on something, that makes sense. Doing this with this idiot, I don't know, man. Unless you need somebody on speed dial that can give you advice to where you can buy comedy-sized toothbrushes and where you can get decent gum care. I don't know why you'd want to keep her around. It's unclear whether Amazon shareholders agree with that sentiment. Yeah. When we look at a long-term commitment with a creator like Phoebe, we're so happy now that we retained her. Yeah. This really does, and Jennifer Salke being called the Kathleen Kennedy of Amazon, or Kathleen Kennedy 2.0, really does make sense, because if you just go back, okay, because we talked about it a little bit, but there was a Deadline interview after Matt Belloni from Puck News came out and said, oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, yeah, she's going to be announcing her succession plan here, and there's a very high likelihood that she's out by the end of the year. She went out with that very fiery Deadline interview where she was simping really hard for James Mangold and Taika Waititi, of all people, really wanting him to, we really love Taika, we really want to see that Star Wars script, and James Mangold, we're really excited for that Dawn of the Jedi movie, okay, but he's both of those guys, they're really busy, but we really want them there. And Salke is doing the exact same thing with somebody who I just never really had a commercial success, okay, because yeah, the critics liked Fleabag. I haven't heard anybody who's actually watched it review it and say, yeah, it was actually good, it does show promise. But Taika Waititi, he at least has Jojo Rabbit, and he directed Thor Ragnarok. He didn't write it, but he gets credit for it. But ex post facto, when people look back and wonder why Love and Thunder was such a disaster, he wrote that. He didn't write Ragnarok. But yeah, he at least, you can go ahead and give him credit for that. And James Mangold, he did Ford v Ferrari, he did Logan, okay, you don't necessarily have to, bring up Dial of Destiny, but is a talented guy. He's a bit of a spurg, but, if you rein him in and you give him the appropriate leeway, he can do some spectacular stuff. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge in that same category, yeah, there's a reason Jen Salke got fired, and there's a reason that at least, Tomb Raider fans, they will be spared this service and see their favorite franchises ruinated for at least a little bit longer. Chalk that up as a win. No news is good news, especially when it comes to Lara Croft. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.